everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're making something really special. You may know that if you've seen some of our other videos that we have 4 dogs, and we like to give our dogs treats, which I'm sure most people do, but that becomes very, very expensive. So today we're going to make some fairly cheap dog treats that are pretty healthy. They're just pumpkin and banana and some whole wheat flour. So really simple, really easy, and it makes quite a bit. This recipe does 10 dozen, and that's probably if you make little bite-sized treats. Now it depends on what size your dogs are. We have 2 that are on the smaller side and 2 that are much larger who think they have to eat everything. So we're gonna make them some bigger ones. And plus our older ones, their teeth are not as good as they used to be. So they're 15 and 13 years old, so it's very difficult for them sometimes to eat something or eat a treat that's really hard or chew on some of the munchy bones or things like that from the store. So we're gonna get started on this. And our very first ingredient, now like I said, this does make 10 dozen treats, so I'm actually going to double the recipe because I do have 4 dogs and they're greedy. So I am going to start out with a cup of mashed bananas. Now if you're doing half of this batch, just go with half of a cup. A whole can of pumpkin is our next ingredient. So again, do half of that if you're doing half the recipe. The 4 taste testers are in there staring me down. They know what's going on. They've been told about it, and I'm pretty sure they know exactly what I said, that I'm making them something today, and they're super excited about that. Usually it's Andy and Corey that get all the treats. Today, it's about those 4 good dogs laying in there. Alright, and then 2 eggs. Again, 1 if you're only doing half. Now when you're making dog treats, they suggest that you don't use bleached flour. So for this recipe I did get oh good lord, shells. I did get whole wheat flour for this particular recipe. It's better for them instead of the bleached stuff. Okay, we've got our mixer handy, or just a hand mixer. I'm not gonna pull out the KitchenAid for this one. And again, like I said, I got whole wheat flour here, and it is, the recipe calls for 2 cups for the half recipe, and again I've doubled it, so I'm going to do 4 cups of flour. And you're actually going to add this in at 3 different times. Start out with a little bit, mix that in well, and then again 2 other times you're going to add it in and mix it well after each one, because it will be a very dry mix. Try to get these as even to the 1 cup line as I can, and then I'm just going to add in 1. Get this mixed. Okay. Oh no! Man, that's just broke my measuring cup. Look at that. Dang. I'm just mixing it on low so I don't make a big floury mess everywhere. You can see it looks like crumbles. So that's exactly the consistency that we're looking for, because we're actually going to have to knead this into a dough after we got one more cup of flour to get mixed in here, which is going to make it pretty dense dough. All right, last one. So that was our 3 additions. We've added in the flour 3 different times, just like the recipe says. All right, we'll get this last cup mixed in, hopefully. And then we'll knead it, and then we have to roll it out. It's climbing the things here. All right, so I got a little bit of flour out here on the counter, just to make sure I don't get it stuck everywhere to my counter. There's still some in there that's not didn't quite get incorporated with the mixer. Dump that out too. All right, so again, we have to knead this a little bit, so just gonna get flour all over it first, so don't end up a giant mess. We're actually going to roll this out into about an 1/8 of an inch or so thick, so we can use my little cookie cutter. I don't have a bone shaped one, which would have been cool, but don't have that, so I'm just going to make hearts for the pups, and that's it. We'll roll it out and shape them up. Alright, pretty satisfied with that. Just leave a little flour down here so I don't have a huge sticky mess. Alright, now I'm going to get this rolled out and we'll get them cut up. Alright, I pulled some of the dough off just to make it a little easier to work with and set it to the side over here. Because it is quite dense. So anyway, got it rolled out, and now I'm just going to flour up my cutter here. Cut out some treats for them babies. Now, like I said, this recipe was supposed to make 10 dozen treats. And again, that was if I think you made little small bite-sized pieces. That's perfect if you have a little small dog, but these guys weigh 90 pounds almost. Our 2 biggest ones, and the others are 40 pounds or so. All right, now I actually have my air bake pans and cookie trays. Oh, the taste testers are riled up. All ready and set to go, lined with parchment paper. You can do it either with parchment paper or just spray them, either way. So I'm going to throw these on the pan and we'll get them baked up. They're so cute. They're supposed to be really crunchy when they come out of the oven. So I've got my oven preheated already to 350. So we're going to cook them probably for about I would say maybe 30 minutes. I don't know. It just depends on your oven. So I'm going to try and make them crunchy. And I think also, you know, the thinner you make them, the less time it's going to take to cook through. So get some more rolled out and put on here, and we'll cook up some batch. Alright guys, so those are in the oven, and made 99 treats for the dogs. They're not really big, or not too big anyway. It probably definitely would have made a whole lot more if I'd have chose to make smaller treats. I would imagine double or triple that, because it was a lot of dough. And since it only made that many, I'm probably going to go ahead and do round 2 for them. Just wish you guys could see him staring me down. Come here. Come here. What is it, buddy? You want a treat? Well, I'm working on it. They're cooking. Okay. What about you? You want a treat? What about you, Frank? Frank, do you want a treat, Frank? These guys are out of the oven. I left them in there for probably, I think it was about 45 minutes actually. Red, you want your treat? What do you think? Huh? Yes, it's pretty good. Oh, Duke, you waiting for yours, bud?
You like your cookies?
Huh? You like your cookies? Come here, Frank.
Frank, go get your cookie, buddy.
Come here. No, that's not yours. That's Frank's. Red, stop.
Frank.
Frank. You want to take one to Pup?